Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the pedigree analysis. In this topic we are going to discuss about the aim of this pedigree analysis, introduction, what are the objectives of pedigree analysis, what is autosomal dominant trait, what is autosomal recessive trait, sex-linked dominant trait, sex-linked recessive trait, what are the different symbols for identification of pedigree chart. Then how to analyze the pedigree chart. So the aim of this practical is to study the pedigree analysis autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive and sex-linked dominant and sex-linked recessive traits. So before starting the introduction of this practical, first we know what is meant by the pedigree analysis. So pedigree analysis, it is the study of patterns of traits in a pedigree which can determine the properties like inheritance, the variability in the phenotypes. So these pedigree charts, they will be helpful to identify the inheritance of characters or to identify the phenotypes of the progeny. This pedigree chart or this pedigree analysis, it is very useful. Then moving towards the next, that is the introduction of pedigree analysis. So all of we know about the Mendel, his Mendelian concepts. So under that one, we know the three laws of Mendel, that is law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. So Mendelian concepts, they are basically based on the dominant and the recessive characters. He is going to uh, follow his concepts or his laws on the traits by using the pea plants. He can observe the successive generations of the pea plant to observe the dominant and recessive type of relationship. But when we concern about the human beings, basically these techniques we can going to follow for the animals or for the plants. But when we want to study the inheritance pattern in case of human beings, so in what way we have to express that one? So there is one solution for that, that is the pedigree charts. So by observing that pedigree charts, they can indicate the pattern of inheritance, the patterns of phenotypic characters. They can express the generations. They can express the age. So all that characters, they are included in the pedigree chart. That's why the study of pedigree chart, it is very useful to observe the human inheritance pattern. Then see that this, what is that pedigree charts. So that pedigree charts, they consist of different types of symbols which can convey the details regarding the transmission of traits into the next generation. Then about the parents, this pedigree chart, it will conclude whether the trait it is dominant one or whether it is recessive one, whether it is autosomal trait or whether it is a sex linked trait. So to identify that one, we need to know the pedigree charts. Then moving towards next, that is the objectives. So first we see the objectives of pedigree analysis. This pedigree analysis, it is very useful to explain the different symbols that are commonly used in the pedigree charts. It is useful to draw the pedigree charts based on the data available or whatever the data which is given to you, to analyze or interpret the pedigree chart and assign the trait to the autosome or sex chromosome. Then these pedigree charts, they will be helpful for the identification or to concern whether the allele it is a dominant one or whether it is recessive. Then just see here, this is the pedigree chart which shows the presence of different type of symbol. So to analyze a particular type of pedigree chart, we must know about that symbol. So this is basic one, you have to remember that one. So just see here, this is a single circle which can which explains this one is the normal female. The square, it will indicates the normal male. Then a single line in between that circle and square, it will indicate the marriage in between the normal male and normal female. Then the double line in between the circle and square, it will indicates the marriage in between the close relative. Then the next symbol, it will indicates the marriage in between normal female, normal male, and this is the second generation, or you can say the progeny of that one. Two females or two daughters and one son. Then the symbol, just like the square, which can further bifurcated into two females. But here, see here, this is a single parent. So here we are not able to analyze a particular type of significant type of pedigree. Then the next symbol, in which just see here, these are the parents. In the next generation, they are going to produce the next generation, that is the female and male. But just see here, they are not joined like that. Just see here, they are joined by that Y-shaped symbol. So it will indicates the uh, dizygotic twins. Okay, so these are the zygotic twins. Then next one, after the marriage in between the parents, male and female, if the progeny is like that, means just see here the earlier son and this one. So here the two daughters, they are joined by that V-shaped symbol. So it will indicate the monozygotic twins. Okay. Then the next symbol, so it will indicate the sex is unknown. Then some numbers in between the circle or in the square, they will indicate the number of children. So here three daughters and four sons. If the circle it is completely filled, so it will indicate, or the square it is completely filled one, so they will indicate the affected daughter or affected son. If there is arrow below the completely filled circle or completely filled square, so it will indicate that the traits they are going to transmit from that generation. Okay. Then if the circle, if it is half filled horizontally or vertically, similarly in case of square, if it is half filled horizontally or vertically, so it will indicate the autosomal heterozygous nature. Then if the circle shows the presence of middle dot, so it will indicate the female is carrier one. Okay, or this sex it is carrier one. Then if the circle or square they show presence of middle slanting line, so it will indicate they are the deceased individuals. Then if the symbol is like that, so it will indicate it is the aborted fetus. So before starting the analysis of pedigree chart, now you must know about all that symbols. Then next we see what is autosomal dominance. Okay. So autosomal dominance means here in the autosomal dominance type of trait, if the one parent it is affected one, maybe male or female, and it get married to the normal male or female, so there is a chance of transmission of that trait 50-50%, means the ratio of transmission it is 1:1%. So this autosomal dominant traits, they get transmitted generation after generation. There is no skipping of any generation. Okay. So just we see the pedigree analysis or pedigree chart of this one about the autosomal dominant traits. Just see here, this is the normal male and affected female. If the marriage in between them two, in the next generation you are able to see that. See here, this trait it is equally get transmitted into male as well as female. There is a chance of 1:1% of transmission of that disease. Okay. Then see the next generation, in which the male is normal, female is affected one. In the next generation you are able to see the half daughter and half son, they are going to affect. Okay. So just like that one, all the autosomal dominant traits, they are equally transmitted in the males as well as females. If you observe here the middle generation, So here there is no any individual get affected one. That's why there is a 50-50%. Not uh, all the individuals or not all the son or daughter, they are not affected. Okay, so here you are able to see there is no any transmission of that trait into this middle generation. So this affected individuals, see here, this is the third generation in which one of the parent get affected, maybe male or maybe female, but the parent is affected one. So just see here, this is the female get affected, male is normal. So in the next generation, male get affected. Okay, so this is about the autosomal dominant traits. So about this trait, you have to remember these traits, they get equally transferred in the male as well as female. There is a chance of 50-50 transmission of that type of disease into the next generation, while some generations means this autosomal dominant traits, it is able to express in every generation, but the some of the individuals, they get unaffected also. Then the next one, that is the autosomal recessive trait. So this autosomal recessive traits, it can skip some generations. Okay, so it get equally distributed in the males as well as in females. Okay, but when there is a marriage in between the close relative, then there is a chance of expression of that trait into the next generation. Okay, while otherwise no individuals are affected by that autosomal recessive traits. But if there is a marriage in between the close relatives, so at that time there is a chance of transmission of that trait 50-50% to the daughters as well as sons also. So in this case, in this autosomal recessive type, even if the parents are affected, the child may be normal, or if the child get affected, the parents are normal. So why this can happen? So due to the heterozygous nature of that trait, so there is a chance of 50% transmission of that traits into the next generation. So just see the pedigree analysis in which here there is a marriage in between normal male and normal female. But see here, due to the heterozygous nature, it gets transmitted to the female, while all other individuals, they are unaffected one. Okay, just see here the third generation, all the individuals are normal, but what happened here, there is a marriage. These two lines, it will indicate that there is a marriage in between the close relative. So what happens, see here, even though there are normal one, the next progeny, it will carrier or they get affected by that type of trait. Okay, so this is about the autosomal recessive type of trait. Then the next one, that is the sex-linked dominant trait. So this dominant sex-linked dominant trait, it can express itself in every generation. It cannot skip any generation. So here the males always inherit that trait from their mother. The female can receive that trait from their mother, okay, or from their father. If the female is affected one in this sex-linked dominant traits, if the female is affected one, so the transmission of that type of trait, there is a chance of 50-50% transmission of that disease into the son and daughter. But if the male is affected, so at that time only daughters are affected. There is no son can affected due to the sex-linked dominant trait. So just see here, this is the pedigree analysis, which can indicate, see here, this is the affected male. Okay, and what I have told you in earlier slide, if the male get affected, it will affect the female child. Okay, but if the female is affected one, then there is a chance of 50-50% of transmission of that disease into the son as well as daughter also. So remember that one. So if you can see, this trait, they can pass into every generation. Then all the males, they can pass that disease to the females, not the sons. Okay, and the females can transmit that disease into the half to the son, half to the daughter. So just see here pedigree analysis. Male is affected, female is normal. In the next progeny, just see here daughters are affected. Son or the male child not affected. See here, this is the normal male and female. So this is the next generations are also normal. But just see here the female is affected. In this case, the male is normal. So in the next generation, you can see that the 50% of male and 50% of female get affected. Here also you can see that the female is affected, male is normal. So in the next generation, half male, half female, they get affected. So this is the sex link dominant trait. Then next we discuss the sex link recessive trait. So for the sex link recessive traits, just like earlier, that is we have studied the sex link dominant trait. So basically it get transmitted from the males. But here the sex link recessive traits, they get transmitted through the females. So the males are recessive and they are going to carry that trait from their mothers. Okay, the female can carry that trait from their mother or from their father. So there is a chance of transmission of that trait 50-50%, 50% to the son, 50% to the daughters. Okay, there are some examples of that sex linked recessive traits like hemophilia and color blindness. So just we take the example of color blindness. So if we observe the ratio of inheritance of that disease to the males and females. So if we observe the color blindness about the males, behind 100 males, 8 males are affected by the color blindness. But if we study the females, so about if we consider the 1,000 females, so among the 1,000 females or behind the 1,000 females, one female is affected. So you can understand this one. That is, even though the females are carrier, but this disease or this trait, it is going to express only in the males, while the females are carrier. So just see here the pedigree chart. The male is normal, but the female is affected, or you can say the carrier one. So from the carrier female, in the next generation, the daughter is carrier, but what happened here? The male is affected. Okay. See the next generation in which once again the female is carrier, male is normal. What happened here? Here once again the male get affected. See here, if the male get affected, female is normal. But even though if we see the earlier generation, so mother is carrier, that's why in the next generation the daughter is carrier for that type of trait. See here the female is carrier because this is the sex linked recessive trait. So in the next generation it will affect male. See here the male is affected, but it will produces the carrier females or carrier daughters, but the females or daughters, they are not affected by that particular type of trait. So this is all about the sex linked recessive trait. Okay, which can this sex linked recessive trait, it is basically carried with the help of female. That's why it is also called as an or X linked recessive trait, which is going to affect frequently the males. Okay, so this is all about the sex linked recessive traits. Then in this video we are going to discuss what is meant by pedigree analysis, how to identify the pedigree symbols. We have studied the autosomal recessive, autosomal dominant, sex linked dominant and sex linked recessive traits. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.